anyway, so thank you. And I hope that answers it.
Indie movie from us.
The production company behind this movie is Plan B Productions, and that's Brad Pitt's production company, and Brad Pitt's from Springfield, Missouri, so.
Hi. First of all, I want to say, Timothy, the way that you portrayed the times when your disease would take over your body, it was so accurate. It was scary to see somebody that I'm assuming hasn't experienced addiction. I mean, it was like looking in the mirror when I experienced it myself. So thank you. And Nick, I'm so glad that you're alive. Thank you both for bringing this message here. What I wanted to ask was about the parts in the film where you portrayed the recovery aspects, treatment, meetings. That was the most accurate portrayal of that part of addiction that I've ever seen in a film. Usually it's really focused on the really dramatic parts. So if you could talk a little bit more about the process of making that part accurate, because in most movies, in my experience, when they talk about the recovery side of addiction, it's an afterthought, or they're just tying it up in a little bow, or it's really hokey. It felt real and honest, so just wanted to know about that.
The more time I spent with Nick, the more time I spent with the books, the more time I spent going to meetings or centers or recovery. It was exactly what you said. I realized I'd been like sold a cliche or something, or maybe not a cliche, but it was an afterthought, like you put it. And I think the biggest thing for me, again, it like comes back to humanity or something, where you go to these meetings and like, I don't know, you see TV shows where they're presented as bleak or something, or very hokey, and instead people are full of gratitude, like they're saving their lives. It's often not with a month of sobriety or a couple weeks, but years of sobriety, and people are going in to really focus on themselves. And that was like a huge eye-opener for me in that way. And it's interesting because the monologue in AA in the movie is, it isn't like, I don't want to say it's sad or something, but if anything, I watched that and I go, oh man, that was maybe another opportunity where we could have like maybe subverted that and made it not less like heavy or something. Because in my short experience going to these things, like they were much lighter, I felt, and it seemed like people were very joyous to have saved themselves or their loved ones. And then I should fuck up, but that it seemed too like. Again, there wasn't a leap to be made. Like you said, it would maybe feel hokey or something, be like, whoa, I'm in a meeting now. When people do this in real life, like they're in meeting mode. When in reality, it's like, you know, one of my favorite things I heard in a meeting is like, your life is what happens in between meetings. And like, this is like your base, your safe zone or something. So people go in there and anyway, so that's really awesome to hear, because that's, I think, one of the hopes going into it. It's one of the things about Beautiful My Wife from the book and Tweak. Is again, almost maybe in a complex or scary way, you go, oh wow, like this is a very human disease. It's comforting to think addiction has a face and it can affect your family or what have you, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, I think that was an amazing answer, and I don't know, the only thing I would add is that, yeah, just in terms of like that message of hope that we're trying to get across with the movie and talking about it, you know, the amazing thing for me, as I've seen in recovery, is like, my life just opened up once I got sober. Like, it got so much better, and you know, the relationships that I have like within the recovery community are so, I mean, they're the best relationships in my life. You know, I mean, I go surfing with these guys pretty much every day that I can, and you know, it's not like your life ends when you get sober. It's like a death sentence. It's the opposite. It's like just opens up, and you know, you just end up having these just kind of incredible opportunities, incredible relationships. And that's something that I'm so grateful for, and I'm so happy to hear that you felt like it was authentic in the movie, because yeah, I think we just worked really hard to make sure that that was true, and we could just sort of portray it as honestly as possible. So thanks for saying that.
One more question.
That's so much pressure. I really loved the poem at the end, and just like how y'all put it, y'all said the whole thing in the credits. God, I'm so sorry. And just, I wanted to know like how y'all decided to do that, and like just like how that happened. Sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna answer really quick so we can do one more after that. Sorry. Like that was that's a Charles Bukowski poem, and it's featured earlier in the movie. And there's actually like a big, you know, way out of my pay grade like thing they had to do to get to be able to use that bit in the classroom. So that's where the origin of that poem at the end came from. But I even as a viewer, I haven't really seen something like in a movie like that before. So anyhow, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Let's do one more. Let's do one more.
Thank you so much. I'm Timmy and Nic. Okay, so it's kind of for Timmy, I guess. How did you get coached on how to act during the scenes when Nic was high? Did Nic help in describing the lifestyle and how to like portray the high? Like how did you learn how to capture the mannerisms of like actually being high?
I think just research and